What's up, y'all? It's your boy Aaron here. We back. It's one half of the 404 Heels. We doing that November 18th WWE Raw instant reaction 3 up, 3 down type situation. I'm going to stop doing the 3 downs, 3 ups because it's making me force to pick negatives of a show. What if a show ain't got a negative? Some have more negatives. So I'm going to just do some instant reactions. Boom. Tell you what, quick little pointers, maybe start a discussion. We'll see what happens, y'all. But the show kicks off with Liv Morgan coming out with her bodyguard, who is yet to speak, I think, Raquel Rodriguez. She was very happy and energetic before. Now she's the tough guy, or the tough woman, excuse me. Then she says, we didn't come alone. They call out Bianca and Jay, but they're like, we didn't come alone. So here comes Nia, Tiffy, and Candice LeRae. And Liv's complimenting when they get in the ring. It's pretty funny. She's like, "Oh, you look good. You look good, guys." It would be cool. I would love to see Liv and Tiffany maybe tag team somewhere down the line. That'd be a great tag team to see in the future, I think. But they call them out, and then, here comes Bianca, Jade, Naomi. They all come out, and they say they didn't come alone either. So, we get Io Sky that comes along because she's next in line for Liv's belt because she won that Battle Royal after Crown Jewel. So we're going to see that. I don't know when, probably Saturday Night Main Event, Io Sky, Liv Morgan. That makes sense. So they all get in the ring. They're doing their little face-off, and, Liv Morgan's like, you guys can't do math very well. It's 4-on-5. They do the counting, obviously. And then, boom, this is my brutality. Here comes mommy. Here comes Rhea Bloody Ripley, to the surprise of most of us, because we saw her bloodied and battered on NXT parking lot after she looked like she got a baseball bat to the face in the eye socket. Broken. They said she was going to be out forever. Boom. She's the 5th member. She comes out. She yells War Games and just starts swinging. Awesome moment. We don't like to do spoilers here on 404 Heels, so no, we're not going to talk about something that hasn't aired on TV yet. So, last week when we're talking about how Rhea Ripley is going to be hurt, people are like, nope, she's not hurt. She's not hurt. We get that. We're just not going to bring it up at the show. And we recorded it before we knew about the other shit that the internet spoils. So spoilers, sorry, we're going to try and avoid them as much on the show as possible. And there's about to be a lot of pre-recorded shit. That's a huge down. I get it. They're getting time off with their families for the holidays, blah, blah, blah. We get it. But we're going to try and avoid spoilers as much as possible. The next match we get that mixed tag team, Rey Mysterio, Selena Vega, and we get Chad Gable and Ivy Nile. I would just like to say, man, Chad Gable's falling, man. It's crazy. He's fallen. He was our favorite to win the Intercontinental Championship belt, and now I don't think he's anywhere near that. He's gotten pinned by Dragon Lee, and now he just lost this match by getting pinned by Rey Mysterio. 2 losses back-to-back, 3 weeks apart. It's not looking good for Chad Gable. And then we get the Creed brothers rolling in after the loss, and he smacks them around and it motivates them. It's just a very weird group, this American made right now. We'll see where they're going with it. But right now, Chad Gable was one of the, favorites to win the Intercontinental Championship belt. And I don't think he is anymore. What do y'all think? Y'all think he's there still? You think you'd like to see him win the Intercontinental belt? Because right now what Braun Breaker's doing is pretty dope. So we'll see. I just don't get this American made fraction. Makes no sense to me. They're doing nothing but losing. So we'll see where it goes from here. Then we get a little backstage segment with the Judgment Day, and it looks like Finn Balor is kind of turning into a dictator of the group, or trying to, and he might turn super heel, even though he's a heel right now. He might turn, and it might, if they do it right, it could turn Dom a babyface. Could it? Because that's kind of what it seems like. It's going to be Finn versus Dom, and maybe we just want to keep Dom a heel so much we'll still boo him, but they're definitely setting up Finn versus Dominic Mysterio. What do y'all think? Where do y'all see this going? It could be Saturday Night Main Event. It could be Raw on SmackDown. We are Raw on Netflix, the first episode. We got a lot to think it out. It could be, we got one more PLE type, the Saturday Night Main Event, and then we get the PLE type Raw on Netflix. So we'll see where it's going for here, but definitely a Finn Balor turn is imminent, I believe. And then JD's like, hey, can I talk to you separately? Talking to Finn. So we'll see what that's cooking up. Maybe they was just talking about jumping the War Raiders, which happens later on. Then we get a dope Karrion Kross and Miz promo in the background, how Miz deserves an Academy Award and he can't wait for Marine 7 or 8 or 9 or whatever. And he was like, Quentin Tarantino, Scorsese could be the director. It was pretty funny, but I like this combo between Karrion Kross and Miz. I really do like it, and I can see them being future tag team champions together. And then when they break up, that would be an awesome rivalry, in my opinion. I really like Karrion Kross, and I really like The Miz. So they're taking what little time they get, and they're making it pretty impactful, I believe. So then we get a little Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser backstage moment. And basically, Gunther's like, hey, man, Ludwig, you need to be a man and you need to stop talking for me. So you need to start talking for yourself. You go out there and do it. He's like, quit worrying about me. He's like, I got this. You go out there. But then Gunther's like, do you still believe I'm the ring general? Like, there goes that. Like, we'll call him PG Gunther. Y'all know what it means if you watched last week. PG Gunther. He's weak. He's down. He seems defeated. He seems like he's not confident in himself. It's crazy. I don't get it. We'll see what happens, though. And then, Ludwig kind of goes off, and then right around the corner, Gunther sees Damian Priest signing some fans' autographs, a whole stack of them on the table. And, Gunther tries to get the upper hand, put him in the choker, but then Damian Priest kind of throws him around, puts a little beating on him, a low blow kick, it looked like. And then he pulls up the chair, talks to your boy PG Gunther, and he goes and he says, you might be the general, but on the streets, I'm a king. And then Adam Pearce is like, what's going on? And he's like, none, we was just talking. It was a good little backstage segment. But then we get the Sheamus versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. This is the belt Sheamus needs for the Grand Slam. And, I kind of wish they would have built this up a little bit better. This could have been, it was a good match, so it could have definitely been on the Survivor Series card with a build-up or something. And we still might get that, but Braun Breaker did a fucking flip off the top of the rope. It was insane. I've never seen him do that. There was a couple moves Braun Breaker whipped out this match against Sheamus that I haven't seen before. But it was overall a great match. And then you get Ludwig becoming his own man, coming out and attacking Sheamus and Braun Breaker and getting the upper hand on both of them. And the crowd turned. I think they turned really quick because it was such a great match. And we did want to see a clear winner. But we did not get a clear winner because Ludwig Kaiser comes in and smashes it up. This could be maybe a triple threat match for Survivor Series War Games. How would y'all like that? Ludwig, Sheamus, and Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor War Games. That would be awesome. I would like to see that. I think they could be pushing that way. We'll see, though. We'll see, guys. Then we get a little backstage interaction between, 3 members of the OG bloodline, no Roman Reigns, but they're talking to Seth Rollins and trying to convince him that, we all have problems with with everyone, but, we're going to work together this time like you worked with Cody, and we're going to get this job done and take care of the new bloodline. And Seth is like, I could work with you, Jay. I could work with you, Jimmy. I could work with you, Sammy, but there's one person I can't work with, and that's Roman Reigns. And he walks away, and he's like, I'm not going to be it. He's like, I'm going to go handle my business and beat Bronson Reed tonight, and then it'll all be over. Then we get a little Dirty Dom versus Carlito versus the War Raiders. And it's an overall good match, kind of, just a filler match before the War Raiders take on JD and Finn. But, of course, the War Raiders get the victory over these guys. And then this is where Finn and JD jump the War Raiders. Judgment Day standing tall at the end. This could also be a Survivor Series match. I don't think I would rather see the triple threat than this be on the Survivor Series War Games match. It was just, War Raiders just ain't there for me, guys. And then, JD and Finn got to be probably the worst tag team in recent memory. It's pretty boring. They're really doing nothing with these titles of relevance at all. They barely defend them. The storyline isn't even really with them. They should drop them somewhere, but not to the War Raiders. Unless you want to drop them to the War Raiders, give the War Raiders a little moment, and then drop them to someone else. But we'll see what happens, y'all. We get a little Wyatt Six of Bo Dallas. We get a little promo, and he says Scarlet Red, obviously shot at Karrion Kross and his wife Scarlet. So it was a good promo. I like the Wyatt Six. Some people don't like the Wyatt Six, like my compadre calls them the Sesame Street Gang with their mask and such. So what do y'all think of the Wyatt Six? Are y'all fans of Wyatt Six? Do y'all not like the Wyatt Six? I'm a huge fan. I like it. It's a little break in between just the regular wrestling, and I like the way they're going with Karrion Kross and The Miz right now. Two people who always do very good with what they're given. And then the Wyatt Six, I'm a fan of it. It just gives you a break. It gives you that kind of spooky element that, that Kane used to do, that Undertaker used to do. Obviously not on that level yet, but it could. And, everyone loved Bray Wyatt, but, everyone hates on this, including Steph. He loved him some Bray. The Fiend does not like this, Little copycat syndrome, maybe. I don't know. Then we get the main event, Big Bronson Reed versus Seth freaking Rollins. And before the match can even kick off, here comes the bloodline because they got Bronson, the new bloodline, all except for Solo. They got, Big Bronson Reed's back now that he's basically the fifth member. And, I think he's in it because he was acknowledging Solo. He was acknowledging Solo on Friday. Then here comes Jey Uso's music hits. Here comes the three without Roman having the back. Brawl ensues. It, classic WWE style, a little bit of a brawl, and then they all end up backstage, brawling somewhere back there, presumably. Who gets the upper hand that night? We don't know. We didn't see any cutscenes or anything of them still brawling. But it's clear that Bronson Reed is the fifth member, obviously. But will it be Seth? I heard rumors it could still be, Paul Heyman shows up with a CM Punk or a Brock Lesnar. Could you imagine that? War Games, they're still down. Seth says no. He says no. He says no. And then here comes Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, and then boom. Whose music hits? CM Punk or Brock Lesnar? What do y'all think? Is that a possibility? Could we see another Paul Heyman guy to the rescue for Paul Heyman? I still think it could be Braun Breaker because Paul Heyman had some backstage segments, kind of hinting that he would love to work with a Braun Breaker type. So we'll see what that could be. Could it be Cody Rhodes? Probably not anymore. He seems like he's moved on to KO, and there was that rumor that we'll talk about, word on the street this Thursday, about him not even being at Survivor Series. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens, y'all. There's many, many possibilities. It's looking like Seth, but it still could not be Seth. If Seth holds his guns, we could have the OG coming in with 4. And then could you imagine the epic return of Paul Heyman? Because he said he would be back when he's needed to be back. War Games, if they're down a man, that seems like Paul Heyman needs to come back. Or he could bring another family member like a Zilla Fatu or something like that. There's so many options, y'all. What do y'all think? Who could be the fifth member, if not Seth, of the OG bloodline, y'all? But it ends with Solo coming out, distracting Seth. Big Bronson Reed yanks him off the top rope, hits him, and then hits him with that tsunami. I love that finishing move, man. It's so monstrous. Good tsunami. It's a good show overall. Pre-taped, I did know a lot of stuff that was going to happen just because I got to scroll through the internet all the time. But overall, great show. Still some little hidden gems I didn't know about, like Ludwig Kaiser, So very excited. Very excited for the build up to this Survivor Series War Games. We get next week on Raw. We're going to get Bianca and Nia for the advantage match, and it's going to be on Raw, so that's good. So we'll see how this goes, guys. Let us know how you feel. Bloodline, who's going to be that fifth member? Like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Peace.